Hola, hola, hola. What's going on, everybody out there in Facebook land, as well as YouTube land, as well as my app land, as well as on Instagram or wherever you might be seeing this video at? What's going on? It's your boy Cedric coming to you live here from the lab in Tampa. Extremely excited to be able to drop some content on you guys here today. It's been a little, maybe about a week or so since I actually have gone live. I've been in the midst of some phenomenal personal development training that I've been through here over the past weekend and get ready to go through it again here in another week. So I've kind of been quiet from going live, but I wanted to really truly drop a video that I think that a lot of people can learn from, that is going to be educational based, but financially based as well, and the way that you can really truly capitalize on how to beat the banks. I'm going to school you on how to beat the banks, and I'm going to prove it to you. And the reason why I think that this is so important, the reason why I think that this video here is so important is because this is education that a lot of people are not even aware of, that you were not even ever trained on before, that the banks are definitely not going to share with you, and it's not in a significant amount of books, and it's going to come from people that you might know. So this is one of those secrets that has been going on for decades that I want to share with each and every one of you. And this isn't about $400,000 that I was able to beat the banks with, okay? This is also about how you can do the same exact thing. This is about how you can do the same exact thing, whether it's $100,000 in your pocket, whether it's $200,000 in your pocket, whether it's $300,000 in your pocket, $500,000 in your pocket, okay? A penny saved is a penny earned, okay? A penny saved is a penny earned. So pay extremely close attention to this content, because I'm going to drop some bullets, as well as I'm going to give you a link toward the end to be able to check out. However, you won't know what that link is unless you hang out until the end of this video. So pay extremely close attention. Okay, now, before I get started, I gotta go ahead and drop in a quick commercial break here really quickly. For those of you that have not downloaded my Say It Unplugged app, you're missing out. Make sure you go to www.sayitunplugged, that's ED on the end, .com, to get all updates on my content from numerous different categories, whether it be direct sales, whether it be network marketing, whether it be leadership, whether it be investing, whether it be crypto. We've got a significant amount more content that we're loading up as we speak. So if you have not downloaded your free app yet, make sure you go to sayitunplugged.com. We just sent out a push notification there to let everybody know that I'm live here on social media to drop this content. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So what am I talking about? What am I talking about right now when I'm talking about how I was able to beat the banks? How I was able to beat the banks out of over $400,000 legally, and how you can do the same exact thing. Now, I want everybody to think about something for a quick second. What is typically the number one investment that most people make in their life? The biggest. What is typically the biggest investment that most people make in their life? Now, I'm going to pay attention to the comment section for those of y'all that are here live. If you're dropping on the recording, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you're here for the first time, I appreciate you as well. But I'm going to veer off to the side here for a second and just kind of look at the people that are live here for a minute. And I want you to type in the comment section. What do you think, or if you already know, what is the biggest investment that's in most people's lives? What is the biggest investment that they make? Something that people spend $100,000 on, $200,000 on, $400,000 on, $1 million on. What's the biggest investment? Okay, pretty easy response, pretty easy answer. Two people got it really quickly. Brian and Arlette and Scott and a bunch of people are chiming in with it. House. The biggest investment that most people will ever make in their life is their home. That's the biggest investment that most people will ever make in their life. Now I want you all to sit still for a second and think about the timing of who we are today. You know, I see my man Kawan that's live on here. Shout out to my man Kawan. If you ain't following Kawan, it's probably costing you some money. What's up, brother? Good to see you. We were talking through Messenger yesterday about how times are changing in so many different areas, right? And when you think about how times are changing in so many different areas, I want you to think about this for a second. Interest rates are the lowest that they have been in forever. And forever. And forever. Okay, houses right now are receiving 5 contracts, 6 contracts, 8 contracts, 10 contracts. People are selling their home $50,000 over value, 100 grand over value, 200 grand over value, $500,000 over value. It's bananas. Right now in Florida, where I live, there's 7,000 people a day that are moving to Florida. Now I want you to think about this for a second. If you live in New York and you pay $1 million for 700 square feet to live in New York City, where right now, if you're not even vaccinated, you can't even go to a restaurant, okay, or to the gym. That's a whole nother conversation. I'm not going to get into the pros and the cons of any of that because I don't like to play the political game, okay? But if you spend $1 million, you spend $1 million for 700 square feet somewhere like New York City, and you come to Florida and you can get 4,000 square feet, no state taxes, and so many people are working from home right now anyway, what are you going to do? You move into Florida. So now people are running up the values like crazy. Just in Tampa right now, it's well over 25% increase in home prices. So you got that's going on, right? Now let's couple that with 3% 30-year fixed rate mortgages. Let's couple that with 2.75% 30-year fixed rate mortgages. Let's couple that with a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, you got a 4.5% interest rate, a 4.25% interest rate, and you were singing. You just felt like you were doing something phenomenal. Now you're looking at 3% 30-year money. That money is cheap. It seems like it's free. It really, truly seems like it's free. So I want to ask everybody a question really quickly. If you just recently bought a home, or if you just recently refinanced, or if you know someone that did A or B, would you consider a 3% 30-year fixed rate loan as a good rate? Just let me know. Would you consider that a good rate? Would you consider 3.25 on a 30-year loan a good rate? That's a fixed rate. Now, keeping in mind that for some of y'all that don't know, I come from a mortgage background. I was the president of marketing for Mortgage Investors Corporation for 6.5 years, had 1,100 loan officers in 28 different states doing billions of dollars in mortgages. So I'm not speaking from theory. I'm speaking from facts. So how many people right now that are on here live would consider a 3% 30-year mortgage as a really good rate? A 3.25% 30-year mortgage is a really good rate. A lot of people, yes. Bunch of yeses that are in there. Bunch of yeses. Yes. Consider that a good rate, right? I mean, when you compare it to 5%, when you compare it to 7%, when you compare it to 4.5%, I mean, you're seeing all these advertising, you're getting, postcards in the mail, you're getting everybody's refinancing, right? The mortgage applications are out of the roof. So everybody's like, yeah, that's a good rate, okay? What if I told you though? What if I told you that it really wasn't 3%? How would that make you feel? No, said in my Kevin Hart voice. No. My mortgage note said 3%, 30 years. What if I told you that it really wasn't 3%? What if I told you that it was more like 80%? Silence. Yeah. What if I told you that that 3% interest rate was more like 80%? Now, most people would look and say, no way. No, it's 3%, 30-year fixed. That's what my mortgage note says. That's what my statement says when I get my mortgage. That's what it says. Scott said, I'll be mad. Okay. Scott, prepare to be pissed off to the highest of pissed offtivity then. Because here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, here's what you got to understand about a mortgage. First of all, the word mortgage means death wish. You probably didn't know that. The word mortgage means death wish, for number one, okay? Number two, what most people don't ever get nor understand is that all mortgages, 100% of them, you're not special because you live in Missouri. You're not special because you got a friend that works at the bank. You're not special because you live in Virginia. You're not special because you live in Alaska. 100% of all mortgages are front loaded. 100% of them, okay? Y'all got me sweating in here. We got to take the glasses off. It's about to get real. 100% of them. Now some of y'all are like, well, hold on, say it. I don't get it. For anybody right now that happens to have some mail close by, you happen to have your mortgage statement close by. I don't want you to go to your file cabinet in your office and go grab your settlement statement and your mortgage note and all that good stuff. If you happen to have your Wells Fargo statement close by, your PennyMac statement close by, your BB&T mortgage statement close by, I want you to grab it for a second. I want you to grab it for a second. And as you grab that statement, here's what I want you to understand. I want you to sit back for a second and think, because we're going to all do the math here for a minute. I want you to sit back and I want you to think for a second. You bought your home 2 years ago. Let's say you bought your home 2 years ago, or you refinanced 2 years ago. That would be 24 months ago, right? We got 24 months. Let's say that your principal and interest payment on your home, let's say that it's $1,500 a month. I'm not including your taxes and insurance, okay? Because everybody has to pay their taxes and insurance. And in case you ever thought that you really owned your home, feel free to not pay your taxes. And you will find out that you don't own your home. Trust me, that mofo gets snatched up real quick. All right, so you've been in your home for 24 months. You refinanced 24 months ago, okay? Your principal and interest payment is $1,500 a month. Now, on a $1,500 a month principal and interest payment, from my math going on in my brain right now, that's about a $250,000 house. Okay, that's about a $250,000 house at 3%, 3.5%. Okay, so what's 1,500 times 24? 1,500 times 24 is $36,000. That's $36,000 that you have paid out. In 2 years. Now remember, you started off at a $250,000 balance in this particular example. What's your principal balance right now? 24 months later. 2 years later, what is your principal balance right now? You started off at $250,000. What's your balance right now? It's 2 years later. What's your balance? You have probably paid your mortgage down by about $4,000 total, if that. Now, if somebody has a statement close by, feel free, if you don't mind, to chime in. I love to do this live. Okay, I love to do this live so you can see it for yourself. So hold on. 2 years later, your balance is down by $4,000, but you paid out $36,000. Where did the other $32,000 go to? Somebody help me out. The dirty little secret that the banks have been tricking us with for so long. See, in Europe, what I'm getting ready to educate y'all on right now, over 60+% of all homes are bought the way I'm getting ready to educate you on. Over 60+% of all homes in Europe are bought and what I'm getting ready to educate you on right now. What'd that other $32,000 go to? Thank you, Kawan. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Tassica. If I'm pronouncing your name wrong, I apologize. It went to what? The interest monster. Now, there's going to be one or two of you that are going to say, well, Sage, I wrote it off on my taxes. There's a lot of stuff that you can write off on your taxes. It doesn't mean that you need to go and flush $32,000 down the toilet so you can write it off on your taxes, because guess what? You did not write off the entire $32,000 in interest off on your taxes. Hello, McFly. Okay? I don't even care if you got Mitt Romney's accountant, you didn't write off the whole $36,000. Okay? So if all of that went in interest, I thought you had a 3% interest rate. I thought you had a 3% interest rate. Because if you do the math, if you really do the math and you understand amortization, you realize that that won't based on 3%. You realize that, hold on, I made $36,000 in payments and I paid my mortgage down by $4,000. That means in the past 2 years, my interest rate, they was treating me like it was Rent-A-Center. They was treating me like I had a 510 credit score. Hold on. That's like 96% interest. I thought you had a 3%. No, they did it the wrong way. They did it the wrong way. It was really a 97% interest rate, but they told you 3% because 97 plus 3 equals 100. So every single month, right? This is every single month. Now, what ends up happening after about 10 years? This is where it gets really interesting. After about 10 years, what ends up happening after about 10 years, if you make it that long, and we're going to come back to that in a second. What ends up happening after about 10 years, if you make it that long, is that you have literally paid for the house and interest payments, but you still got 20 more years left to go. Now, every last one of you, even my dog knows this. Now, every last one of you in your closing statements, and there's going to be a mortgage broker or two that's not going to like what I'm talking about right now. I'm not here to steal your business. I live in a very compounded world of there's enough for everybody. There are 70 plus million people in the United States of America that have a mortgage. 70 plus million. So if you hating on this video and you're in the mortgage business, shame on you, because you live in a lack world, because you ain't got 70 million clients. That I promise. Because if you did, you wouldn't be on Facebook right now. I promise that one. So I want you to think about this. I want you to really, truly think about this. In 10 years, I've already literally paid for my house, but I got 20 more years of payments left. You have inside of your closing document what they call a truth in lending statement. And I want you to think about the words. It's called the truth in lending. All banks are required to give it to you at the closing table. This was literally the last document that you probably signed at the closing table because they enticed you with the keys. They hit you with the appraisal first. They hit you with the flood certification first. They hit you with the insurance first. They hit you with the mortgage note first. They hit you with the deed of trust first. They hit you with the HUD-1 settlement statement. They hit you with all those things that you signed an initial. And you were so happy to get your home or happy just to refinance that boom, the truth in lending statement was the last one and it didn't make any big deal. Now the truth in lending statement, on the left-hand side, it says APR. It says APR, your annual percentage rate. Now, you got a 3.5% fixed rate loan, but your APR is 4.2. Your APR is 4.3. Your APR is 4.1 because all of the closing costs is calculated inside of the APR as well. Then the next box says amount financed. Then your total of payments, blah, blah, blah. When you look at your total of payments, that $250,000 home at 3% is about 450 grand. You paid 250,000, 30 years later, it cost you 450,000. Interesting. Now, it gets a little deeper. Here's what the banks understand. Banks are the only places that educate us on their products and then sell us those products. I want you to think about that for a second. Banks are the only places that educate us on products and then sell us those products. Banks are the only places where you as a consumer feel comfortable and taking $10,000 and putting it in a savings account getting paid 0.0002%. And then when you go get a car loan, you got good credit, they give you 3.5% or 4% on a car loan, and you think that you're doing good. Hold on. They loaning you back your money. They are loaning you back your money. Every dollar that is deposited in a bank, ladies and gentlemen, is loaned out 10 times. Every dollar, every single dollar that is deposited in any bank inside of the United States of America, let alone pick your country, is loaned out 10 times. So we put the money in. Thank you, Mitch. I like that. Interesting. We put the money in and they pay us 0.2% or they pay us nothing. Like you got a checking account right now getting paid nothing on it. They pay us nothing on our checking account, 0.02% or whatever it is. Okay. And then you turn around and go get a loan on a mortgage at that same bank and they give it to you at 3.5%. You turn around, said I bank with the credit union. I'm with Navy Fed. Oh, okay, great. You still getting the 3% mortgage, 3.5% mortgage because interest rates are at 0 right now. The banks have to make some money, so you're still getting a 3.25% mortgage. You go get a car loan. Lord knows, don't let your credit be bad. You're paying 8%, 12%, 15%, 20%. You have paid for the car 3-4 times. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. So banks are the only place. They're the only place that they educate us on the products and then they loan us money based off of the products that they quote unquote educated us on. You want me to take it deeper? How many of you have heard of a CD? A CD, right? Our parents, we're in a different age right now, so some of y'all still might have a CD or two, but you lock your money up for 2-3 years for 2%. Who in their right mind is locking up 25 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand, 200 grand at 2% over 2 years or 3 years? And then if you have to get it out or if something happens, guess what happens? You got to pay a penalty. And they done loaned it out 10 times already. Are you kidding me? You did all that for 2%? You couldn't go invest in some gold. You couldn't go invest in some silver. You couldn't find a blue chip dividend paying stock. It doesn't even take that much to go find a blue chip dividend paying stock that could do more than that. Said, I don't know about crypto because we all know crypto can do a whole lot more. But if you don't know about crypto, you got so many other different investment vehicles, right? So let's go down this rabbit hole of what the bank does. The bank gives us this mortgage. They gives us this mortgage, right? And then they know that every 5 to 7 years, you either sell your home or refinance. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Find the lie. Every 5 to 7 years, you either sell your home or refinance. Now, I'm going to give y'all a link here in a little bit that you want to pay attention to. So I would highly advise that you sit still and not pop off this live because it's going to get better. Every 5 to 7 years, you either sell your home or refinance. Every 5 to 7 years. How many of you agree with that statement? I mean, I want you to think about it. How many people have refinanced in the past 12 to 18 months? Interest rates 3%, 3.25%. How many people refinance? And they drop their payments for $200 a month, $300 a month. The banks know this. They know this. This is a cycle. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a cycle. Why do you think the banks have the biggest buildings in every city that you go into? This is a cycle. So every 5 to 7 years, we either refinance or we buy a new home every 5 to 7 years. So what happens when you refinance in 5 years? What happens if you bought your house 5 years ago and you refinanced because 5 years ago your interest rate was 6%, which was a good rate at the time, 5%, good rate at the time. You refinance to 3%, so you drop your rate in half. Or you dropped it by 2 points, 2.5 points. You dropped your payments by $200 a month, $300 a month. And the mortgage loan officer is like, look how much cash flow you got coming in now, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let me tell you what you really did. What you really did is went from a 30-year mortgage to a 35-year mortgage. You started right back over. That's right, Brian. You started right back over. You were 5 years deep into that mortgage already. and you went back to the bank, you refinanced, and they put you right back on a 30-year mortgage. It dropped your payments by $250. It dropped your payments by $300, but you started right back over. Oh, but said the equity in my house shot up. I pulled out $100,000. I pulled out $150,000. Okay, great. What did you do with that money? What did you do with it? Did you invest it? Did you make more than 3% on it? Or did you go out and put an addition on your house? Did you go out and buy a pool? Did you go out and buy a boat? You went out and bought some jewelry. You went out and bought some new stuff. Whatever you did, you cashed out $100 grand, $200 grand, whatever. What did you do with the money? What did you do with the money? Because most people burn it. They burn it. I got equity. Here's when you have equity. You want to know when you have equity? When your mortgage balance is zero. That's when you got equity. When it's at zero, ladies and gentlemen, zero. So there's literally a way. There's a way to beat the banks at their own game. There's a way to take the same money that you're already making right now. What I'm talking about is not theory. What I'm talking about is factual. It's happening every single day. What I'm talking about, over 60+% of the people in Europe, this is how they buy their homes. This is how they refinance their homes. Okay, over 60+% of the people in Europe, they look at us like, y'all got mortgages? For what? You paying that for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. You keep refinancing, starting all over, refinancing, starting all over, refinancing, starting all over. Lower rate, lower rate, lower rate to drop $100 a month, $200 a month, $300 a month, and the bank still owns your property. Let me show y'all something here real quick. Remember I told y'all over 400,000? I want y'all to look at this here real quick. See this here real quick? This is, and first of all, the cool thing about this isn't an income claim. You know why I can hold this up? Like if I was in a company that would, rhyme with Cialis back in the day, like we hold up checks like this, it was an income claim. This isn't an income claim. This is showing you the interest. This is showing you the interest that I'm actually saving on my home. The interest from doing the program that I'm sharing with each and every one of you. The interest, do you see that? $408,000. Ladies and gentlemen, a penny saved is what? A penny earned. But that's not even the kicker. This is my fourth personal home that I've owned. My fourth personal home outside of investment properties. This is my fourth personal home that I've owned. I bought this home 16 months ago. 16 months ago, I bought this particular home. Remodeled the home, put a lot of work into it, blah, blah, blah. 16 months ago, I bought this home, right? Utilizing the program that I'm sharing with each and every one of you tonight, my home is paid off in 38 months. 38 months. Now, I don't need to tell you what I paid for my house if you realize that if I'm saving over $400,000 in interest, that this is not a $250,000 house. This is not a $500,000 house. This house cost me a nice bit of money, okay? I am saving over $400,000 in interest that the bank does not get from me. That they do not get from me. Now, what's crazy about what I'm telling some of you is that one or two or three of you are going to pop off this live and you're going to act like you didn't see it. You're going to act like you didn't see it. But you can't unsee the truth. See, you can't unsee your truth in lending statement. You can't unsee it. You can't unsee the principal balance that is on your mortgage statement that you get every single month, and you know exactly what it was at the beginning. And when you calculate that you've been paying $3,000 a month or $2,000 a month for the past 36 months, the past 48 months, the past 60 months, Lord knows if it's been 60 months, if you've got a $3,000 a month mortgage payment, you got a $3,000 a month mortgage payment, and you paid that for the last 60 months, you have paid out $180,000 to the bank. Wouldn't it be nice if your balance was down by $180,000? But guess what? Your balance is down by about 20 grand. You can't unsee the truth. So yes, the mortgage note said 3%. That's what it said. But it is front loaded. All of your interest is front loaded. You're not putting a dent into your real mortgage until about year number 13, year number 14, you start to put a little bit of dent into it. First 12, 13 years, you're putting all the money in the bank's pockets. Now, I don't know about y'all, but ain't you tired of letting the banks get rich on you? I mean, think about this for a second. And I don't care if you are a Republican. I don't care if you are a Democrat. I don't care what you represent. Here's what I want you to think about what I'm getting ready to tell you right now. When we had the housing bust in 2008, when everything went to shit in 2008, and your house was $500,000 a day and it went to be worth, $50. When the housing market just went like pow. And then all the banks got bailed out. They got bailed out. Too big to fail. All the banks got bailed out. Y'all remember when all the banks got bailed out? Do you realize that every single one of those banksters, because that's what we call them banksters. Every single one of those banksters, do you realize that they still got their bonuses? They still got their $1 million bonuses. They still got their $5 million bonuses. They still got their $20 million bonuses when the housing market went like this, pow! When they had to pass the Dodd-Frank law, all that, these people still got their bonuses. Guess where those bonuses came from? Guess where they came from? Your tax dollars, you and I. We paid the banksters. We paid them those millions and millions, in the words of The Rock, and millions, the millions and millions of dollars we paid them with our tax money. Our tax money. Now, you can't unsee the truth, ladies and gentlemen. The truth is the truth. Now, how many of you right now would love if you could pay off your biggest investment of your life within 3 to 7 years and not change anything that you're doing right now? And I'm not talking about a bi-weekly program. You see, bi-weekly programs, you're just making an extra payment a year and you're knocking it off of the back end. So you might knock off 4 years off the back end, but you paying for it for 24 years, for 25 years. I'm talking about paying off the entire property within 5 to 7 years, and you free up that $2,000 a month. You free up that $3,000 a month. But more importantly, 100% of the equity is yours. Your house was 300 grand. 7 years later, your house might be worth 700 grand. And the way that things are moving right now, who knows what it might be worth, okay? Now you got your $700,000 in nest egg right there, sitting, chilling. But what if I also told you there was a way that you could access it and you could use the money to be able to do investment properties at the same time? Some of y'all ain't ready for this. Some of y'all gonna still want to ignore it. Some of y'all think that Wells Fargo is your friend. Show me a nonprofit business. Show me a nonprofit bank. Show me any bank that you know of that's a nonprofit bank. Show me a nonprofit bank, please. There aren't any nonprofit banks. You think BB&T is your friend. You think Bank of America is your friend. You think SunTrust is your friend. You think Santander is your friend. All these funny ass names. You think they're your friend. They ain't your friend. They're in the business of profit. They're in the business of profit. And guess what? They actually offer, some of them offer what I'm talking about, but they never told you about it. You know why? You know why they didn't tell you about it? Because they want you to come back every 5 to 7 years to refinance. Because they actually like it when you default so they can have that property on their books, then turn around and sell it to somebody else again. Just like the people that charge you 15, 20, 25% interest on a car when you got bad credit, they actually don't want you to pay for the car. They don't want you to pay for the car. They really don't. They already got like $6,000, $7,000 in profit in the car already. Tell them, Brian, if I'm lying, I'm flying. Y'all, some of y'all don't know I sell cars. I know this game. Okay, I know this game. They don't want you to pay. They don't want you to pay for the car. They want you to default. You know why they want you to default? Because they already got about 7, 8 grand in profit in that stinking car already, and it was only a $10,000 car. It was only a $7,000 car. It was only a $15,000 car. They got a minimum of $5,000 in profit in that car already right off rip, and then they charge you 25% interest on it. They charge you 28% interest on it. Please don't pay for it. Please don't pay for it. Please don't pay for it. And they got the little thing at the bottom of the car that you can't never take off. Please don't pay for it. Please don't pay for it so we can come and snatch it. And then we can sell it to somebody else. And we praying that they don't do it either. Please don't pay for it. Please don't pay for it. They sell the same damn car 7 times. They done took a $10,000 car and made 50 grand on a $10,000 car. Are you kidding me? Ladies and gentlemen, you got to wake up. You got to wake up and understand what's happening in the world that we're in. And if they're doing it with cars, obviously they do it with banks. And the banks right now, when we're talking about homes, when we're talking about the biggest boom in the home industry that we've seen in forever, people are selling their houses like, I got an offer on my home a month ago, and my home isn't even for sale. My real estate agent just called me out the blue. My home isn't even for sale, and it was for a pretty number. And I'm like, bro, I ain't selling. Say it. Do you understand what I just said? I understand exactly what you just said, but where am I going? I can't replace what I got for that number. But say it. I don't but say it me. My house ain't for sale. Now, if you come back with an offer that I cannot refuse, I'm talking one of them idiotic, stupid, I gotta be retarded numbers to not do it, then that's a whole different conversation. It's just me and my dog. We can go downtown, go get us a condo. We chilling. We go overlook the beach and keep it moving. We'll figure it out later. But I ain't giving up what I got right now. Nah. Just because property values are going like this, pow. Property values are going like this, pow. That's exactly what they're doing. So, if some of you want to be able to do this, put $400,000 back in your pocket, 300 grand back in your pocket, 200 grand back in your pocket, 100 grand back in your pocket. I want you to do me a favor. There's a ton of you that are here on this live right now. And I appreciate all the comments. I really, really do. But here's what I'm going to ask of each and every one of you. This is what I'm going to ask of you. Because I've learned in life that when you really want something, when you really, really want something in life, you learn to be proactive about it. When you really, really want something in life, you learn to be proactive about it. So just like you were proactive in getting that mortgage, I want you to be proactive in getting this information from me. Which means that if you're live with me right now, you can shoot me an inbox message. Shoot me an inbox message. Send me that info, and I will send you the information. Send me the info. Just shoot me an inbox message. Now, I'm just going to see how many people are proactive right now. I'm just going to listen. I'm going to listen to the sounds of cha-ching on my phone here for the next couple of minutes for the people that are proactive, for the people that know that that $100,000 is theirs, that $200,000 is theirs, that $400,000 is theirs. You work hard for that money. Why are you flushing it down the toilet? Why you keep letting the mortgage companies beat your head in? Your brother, your sister, your cousin, your uncle, whoever. Why are you doing this? And you talking to somebody who's coming from a mortgage background. I understand this, and I know I'm going to upset some people when I'm doing this video. But guess what? For those of y'all that have been around me for a while, you know I have no challenge with upsetting people. Okay, I have no challenge with that. However, some of you are going to sit here and think, and I might get around to it with some of y'all, but you already heard my phone dinging already. Some of you think that I'm going to go through every single comment and I'm going to say send, I'm going to send, I'm going to send it, I'm going to send it, I'm going to send it. There's a good chance I'm not going to do that. I might, but I wouldn't bank on it if I were you, because you hear my phone chinging right now. That means that the proactive people are sending me the message. Send me the info, send me the info, send me the info, send me the info. Now, here's what I want you to understand when I do send you this info. This is how important this is when I send you this info. It took you at the closing table about 45 minutes. It took you about 45 minutes to get in and out of the title company. From the time that you started signing documents to the time you left, it took you about 45 minutes, okay? All I'm asking of you is about 30 minutes of your life. That's it. You already gave the banksters 45 minutes anyway, and they beat you out of 200 grand. I'm talking about 30 minutes of your life to put the 200 grand back in your pocket. If you don't have 30 minutes to sit still and follow some instructions on a video, please don't send me the message. Please, please save yourself the time and continue to pad SunTrust. Continue to pad Wells Fargo. Because if your last name ain't Fargo, if your last name ain't Santander, if your last name ain't BB&T, if your last name ain't America, if your last name ain't the end of none of those banks, stop giving them free money because it's your money. It's yours. Why are you flushing it down the toilet? I have no idea. Keep it to yourself. Your kids deserve that money. You deserve this education, and your kids deserve this same education. So go through these videos. There's going to be a couple of videos, and they're very, very simple, and they're actually in a cartoon type format. I want you to go through these 3 short videos. You're going to go through 3 short videos, and you're going to download an ebook. Follow instructions. You hear me giving you instructions right now. They're very simple. You're going to follow 3 short videos, and then you're going to download an ebook. And you're going to read this ebook. You're going to read this ebook. It's going to be a whole whopping 20, 30 minutes of your life. And in the middle of the ebook, there's going to be a mortgage calculator in the middle of the ebook. Did you hear me? In the middle of the ebook. And you're going to put your numbers inside that mortgage calculator. And guess what I figured out? People lie, numbers don't. 2 + 2 is 4, no matter what country you're in. 2 + 2 is 4 if you're smoking a blunt right now. 2 + 2 is 4 if you're on acid right now. 2 + 2 is 4 if you took 16 shots of Ciroc before you got on here. 2 + 2 is 4 no matter where you are, who you are, what color you are, what country you're in, or what time it is as you look at this video. So people lie, numbers don't. You stick your specific numbers that you know your mortgage. You know your interest rate. You know what you bring in on a monthly basis. And ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see the truth set you free. And if you have any questions whatsoever, any questions about anything that you saw, I want you to ping me. I want you to ping me right on social. You ping me on social and say, Sayed, I got a question about this, I got a question about that, and I will happily get on the telephone with you. I won't do it through Messenger. I will happily get on the telephone with you because you know why? This is a $300,000 decision. That's how much your house was. This is a $500,000 decision. Lord knows if you in New York, California, somewhere that you spent $1 million on a house, this is a very, very big decision, okay? So I have no problem with spending 10, 15, 20 minutes on the phone with you after you've gone through all the info, not before, because some of you like to cheat. Sayed, tell me more about it. Tell me about it now. Sayed, tell me about it now. Okay? No. After you've gone through it. So I'm going to repeat myself one more time because a bunch of you are typing in what I thought that you were going to say. Okay. I'm telling you to send me a private message because I'm going to respond to all the people that have already inboxed me that have followed directions already. I'm going to respond to them, okay? If you don't send me an inbox message, I might get to your message in the comment section later. I'm not saying it to be cocky. I'm saying it to pay attention to the people that are actually following directions. Because all I said was, send me a private message. Because if you are on this live, you can send me a private message. Some of you have my phone number. Some of you have my email address, okay? You know how to get a hold of me directly, okay? Send me a message and I will send you the info. And again, follow the 3 videos. There's gonna be 3 short videos. I want you to watch them. They're very simple. They're in a cartoon type format to allow you to absorb it very easily. It's gonna be 15 minutes worth of videos. It's only 3 of them. That's it, 15 minutes of your life. Download the ebook. It's going to say download the ebook. Click the link. Download the ebook. Okay? Read the ebook. In the middle of the ebook, there's going to be a link for a mortgage calculator. Click on that link and put in your numbers and allow the truth to set you free. And if you got any questions whatsoever after the fact, inbox me and I will gladly hop on the phone with you. For anybody that's looking at this video that is outside of the United States of America, this only works inside of the United States of America with this program. So if you are in Canada or if you are in another country, there's nothing I can do, okay? There's nothing I can do. This is only for people that are inside of the United States of America. And quick sidebar, because I know somebody wanted to know, because y'all know I'm a marketer. Quick sidebar. For those of you that would love to help people, put $200,000 back in their pocket, $300,000 back in their pocket, $400,000 back in their pocket, $700,000 back in their pocket. For those of you that would love to represent a program that you can feel good about, sleeping good at night, that you didn't have to pay to join, that it has no monthly auto ship, it has no renewal fee, it has no product that you got to pile up in your garage, none of that good stuff. No, I got your fee. No, Sam didn't tell me about this fee. No, this app fee. No, this auto, none of that. Yes, there's a way for you to be able to be compensated as well. But that ain't what this is about. Maybe you'll see yourself saving $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 or $1 million, depending on the size of your home. And you might say, well, hold on, I can share that by accident. That's easy to share. Because guess what? There's only 70+ million mortgages in the United States of America. The mortgage applications right now are only skyrocketing right now. I want you to think about how many people that have no idea that they can pay their home off in 5 to 7 years, and how many people that are actually out there refinancing and buying homes with mortgage, which again, the word mortgage stands for what? Death wish. And for those of y'all that send me messages already, I appreciate you. There's only a ton of them. There's only a ton of them that have already come through. So it's going to take me a little while to respond to everybody. Bear with me, okay? For those of y'all that are typing in, send information, I might get around to that in 2 or 3 days. I'm going to respond to everybody here first because they have followed the instructions. Because guess what? The way you save money in life and the way you make money in life is that you follow directions. Because guess what? The best leaders that I know are also the best followers. So with that being said, I want to thank each and every one of you for your time. I know you could have been anywhere in the world and you chose to hang out with me for the past 47 minutes. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the emojis, the inbox messages, and all that good stuff. I will get around to each and every one of you who have sent me a message, and I will make sure that the information gets out to you tonight. I appreciate and I'm humbled that y'all are hanging around here with me because you didn't have to. Also, last minute plug, www.saidsaidunplugged.com. www.saidsaidunplugged.com. That's my mobile app / training portal where you will see a significant amount of trainings that are in there. Shout out to each and every one of you who already have downloaded the actual trainings. There's a boatload of you that have no idea that on the other side of that training app, it is content that you have never seen before. Some of you are on the front end of the app and you're like, oh, I saw this a year ago. I saw this 3 years ago. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I'm not sure. Here's what I do know. On the other side of the app, not one single person breathing, with the exception of my man, Rusty Taylor, has actually seen any of that content that is back there, okay? So you might want to hit that upgrade button and take advantage of every single thing inside of the app, not to mention that we've got 57 more videos that are queued up that are going to start to drip out in the next few days. So with that being said, saidsaidunplugged.com. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. I'm going to say deuces right now because I got to cut my AC up a little bit because I've been sitting here preaching with y'all. I am sweating like a mad Russian from Africa right now, and I got to dry off and I got to sit back and queue up some messages to all 80, 90 of you that have already sent me a message already. I'm humbled. Thank you so much. Until the next time, it's only fair that I end this like I end all the rest of them. Go out there and make somebody smile today. You already know why, because they deserve it and so do you. Until then, deuces.